Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamina. Joining me today is Mayor Jack Balch from the city of Pleasanton. I'm sure glad to see you. You always have so much stuff that's exciting to the listeners, but I'd like to start out with Mayor's Choice. Would you like to cover something in particular?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure. I'm going to start off with our current Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year, the year of the horse. I received, as mayor, the horse that you see on the table from Shall Pei Dance Studio that performed at our Lunar New Year celebration here in town at the Senior Center. So I'm taking names, if you'd like to name the horse. A 4 or 5 year old said Horsey, so that was our first entry. And then an adult at the council chamber meeting on Tuesday, the 17th of February, said Blaze, which is actually pretty astute for a name for the horse. So it's pretty nice to see Lunar New Year start off, the year of the horse, like I've said. Ramadan is going on right now, so just a lot that people maybe not be aware of that is just heartfelt and warm and all about community and exploring different cultures. A few other things I'm going to just touch on in Mayor's Choice. We had our Burns Supper, which maybe people don't know, but it's the poet, and it's from our sister city, Blair Gallery in Fergus. What an amazing dinner. They put that on in mid-January. Museum on Main just had our award ceremony, our annual event on February 6th. Brad Hurst received an award or a commendation, as well as Gary and Nancy Harrington from the Harrington family for their contributions, both of those three of those individuals, for their contributions to the city of Pleasanton. Something that's near and dear to my heart because I have a job and I've still got to commute, but 680 southbound, the lanes are all open. I don't know if the viewers have seen that, but the fast lane, which is going to be a pay lane, it will become a toll lane, is currently open. They don't actually charge for it right now, so we're getting a little bit of a free ride from your government right now to be able to use this extra lane before they start putting a fare on it. They're still working out some of the kinks with the fare charging and metering and measuring the traffic. But because the actual roadway surface improvements were done, the ACTC, Alameda County Transportation Commission, decided to go ahead and open it along with Caltrans. So enjoy the smooth roads of 680, all lanes for at least free for a few more months. I don't know when it will start to pay, but that's near and dear to me because I take that freeway to get to work. And then lastly, I just want to maybe let our viewers know, and I'll talk about it a little later, but the State of the City of Pleasanton is going to be on March 19th, and tickets are available through the Chamber's website. There are free seats to residents, but it doesn't come with dinner. It doesn't come with the lunch. So if you want to do that, but yeah, pretty exciting. Lots going on, always.
I just had a call from a listener, and they want to know, are you going to take Blaze to the Burns Supper?
Well, so the Burns Supper already occurred, but maybe next year, right?
Well, that's why the reason his name is Blaze.
Yeah, yeah. So Blaze might be making an appearance throughout town, taking name suggestions, and I just think it's something to show all the variety and vitality of our community. So yeah, pretty cool. And it's a cute horse. Come on, that's a cute horse.
I understand that the council finally persuaded you to attend the mayor's conference in Washington, D.C. This is a great opportunity for the Tri-Valley cities, and I wonder if you can tell us maybe an hour or so about the experience.
Yeah, so this was my first time attending. Pleasanton is a member of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, as well as Livermore, Dublin, and a few of our other cities. San Ramon and Danville also went, and it was really good. And good because a lot of our cities are facing a lot of the similar issues, and understanding how each city, larger or smaller, solves them and other ideas that we could bring back really was important. So I brought back a lot of material. Some of the common topics, and I'll just take it right on the nose or on the top, is immigration and how our cities can continue to show that we care about the safety of our residents, but being very astutely aware that we are part of a federal government system, a republic, and that this is our federal government doing some of this work. And so we just have to balance that so we don't give a false sense of security, but we're also very transparent with our residents about what safety we are providing. I want our police officers and our force to be trusted so that if you are in need, you will call for help. And so If you witness a crime, you will call for help. Keep our fellow community safe. So that was a significant topic. But additionally, as Pleasanton has seen in our budget challenges, aging infrastructure is throughout our nation. Rising costs of inflationary pressures on concrete and labor. Public safety and mental health continues to always be something top of mind, and how we provide for those in need at the lowest level. And housing affordability. Housing affordability, as you and I have talked before and our viewers know, is something that touches so many different aspects of Pleasanton. And what I mean by that is, where's our coaches for baseball? Where's our coaches for our youth sports? If they're in a car commuting to a job far away, it doesn't really help us to be able to have that parental oversight. And so a lot of those really social fabric issues were discussed at the conference, but also, again, the meat and potatoes of rising costs and how do we afford infrastructure and provide for that. Is that bond financing? Is that taxes or some other methods? And what are available to cities? One other thing that was really apparent is, even though it was all mayors, we come from different states, and different states have different laws related to the Brown Act or some other ways of conducting business. And so just eye-opening to see how other states have it, where maybe their legislature only works part-time or is in session for a short amount of time. And so really, just a really warm learning experience. I say warm because it was freezing. It was below freezing. So to spend a little bit more time on it, Dublin, San Ramon, Pleasanton, Danville, Livermore all got together, and we all went up to Capitol Hill. We met with our senators, Schiff and Padilla, and we talked about the issues facing California specifically and what we could do. And then we, the 5 cities, really tried to elevate the things that we think should get some attention on the national level. Valley Link continues to be something that we're all trying to be focused on to get traffic and cars off of 580. But also, our 580, 680 interchange is not going to be cheap to fix or replace or improve. It's got that weave off of 580 onto 680 South, and that's just a really complicated car movement. But the cost to fix that is just staggering. And so we're looking, given it's a federal interstate system, we're looking to see if our federal partners will be there for us to help us design something for the, for the future, for the modern age. And then I'll just mention Pleasanton always continues to bring up PFAS, clean and affordable drinking water. As our residents may know, we're always looking for how to rate stabilize that and be cognizant of that. So a really good trip, a bit of advocacy, a bit of learning, and really nice to be able to go with our Tri-Valley partners and frankly lift the whole region up.
Isn't it nice the way the league organizes it for you?
Yeah, it definitely, all the groups involved, and the speakers were top-notch, high-end in terms of technical material, technical subject matter expertise, so really informative.
Now, as you know, the Pleasanton City Council approved updates to the city's zoning code a while ago to make it easier for innovation-based businesses, I got that term from you, to locate and to grow in Pleasanton. Might you update us on how that's going?
Yeah, I've talked about it a few times to a lot of people, but there's a couple of things here that I think are just outstanding in what we're doing. Pleasanton can choose to be whatever type of city it wants to be. But I think we realize how we are in the greater San Francisco metropolitan area, that we are a tech hub worldwide, and that we can really think about what we want our little city of Pleasanton, not terribly little at 24 square miles, but what we wanted to attract and retain here for us. And businesses provide a lot of the lifeblood for our property tax revenues and some of these other sales taxes that then end up letting us have officers and parks and recreation programs. So innovation-based business zoning is targeting making it to reduce friction and make it more predictable for life science companies, biotech companies, robotic companies, advanced manufacturing, and food technology companies to locate here. So if you're one of those and you want to locate in Pleasanton, we've now streamlined that process. We've made it where you can start to, like I said, predictability on if you'll be able to get approved and how much time that will take. Because as I've said before, time, talent, and money are all the limiters. So you need to figure out how to reduce some of those friction points. But the second thing that I think is getting a little bit lost or maybe confused in that is that then we did a second wave of streamlining for our design review process. And that is one that I think will benefit our residents already in our town, in our city. It reduces unnecessary delays with review process. And what I mean by that, a very easy example to illustrate is if you received a permit, a plan application to build a gazebo in your backyard that went through all of the plan commission and was approved in July, your city council takes August recess off and doesn't have a meeting. So you would have had to wait until the city council reconvenes in September to be able to pick up your building permit and begin your work, even though July to September is a pretty significant amount of time. So if you were the same applicant back in January, February, where the council meets almost every 2 weeks, you would have only had to wait 2 weeks. Well, how is that equitable? How is that fair for our residents? That some residents, based on when they started, I don't know about you, but my wife and I designing a gazebo will be when she decides what it will look like, that's the one we're going to go with, right?
And I need it now.
Yeah, but she may want that in January or July.
Yes.
But that shouldn't be, your government shouldn't be working against you or delaying your process just because we're not meeting. So we've really streamlined the permitting process to be very specific, 2-week review period for any applicant that would want to appeal the decision, no matter when in the calendar it occurs. That's a very simple or more conceptually easy to understand example of what we did. But not only that, noticing and a whole bunch of other elements that we have cleaned up and all in the pursuit of economic vitality for our downtown and reducing the friction for our residents, trying to work with them, not against them. So I'm pretty excited about these. I think it's going to have a lot of impact.
Certainly sounds like it should.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. We are here talking with Mayor Jack Balch from the city of Pleasanton. There's a new playground in Pleasanton, and I know that you know that well, especially with your background, civic background before you got in the council. It replaces one of the oldest structures in the city. It includes new sidewalk, fencing, and a Moeller Bridge. And tell us about these updates and how is it being received?
Yeah, thank you. You almost stole all my thunder. So Moeller Park definitely got a brand new play structure. It wasn't necessarily unplanned, and I should make sure our residents know that, our viewers know that. We always are replacing older park and rec equipment with the newer technology. This just happened to be one of the eldest in our portfolio, so it was due, maybe a little overdue. But I don't know if anyone's had a chance to see it. Moeller Park is up on the corner, basically on the corner of Stone Ridge and Foothill to the south side of Stone Ridge. It's beautiful. It's bright. The kids love it. The whole structure got redesigned. And, I think what we've seen is we see the green Pleasanton colors get replaced with kind of the new vibrant colors, kind of like Blaze here. Maybe Blaze is the name we're going to go with. But it's just really exciting to see the kids on it. I drove by it. I stood there and looked at it a little bit. We replaced not only the structure itself, but the surface. It's now a rubber surface versus the tan bark that used to give us all splinters as a kid. So it's fully compliant with all of the new regulations. But the color, I just want to kind of emphasize that. We've moved from, I don't want to say the Pleasanton green is a bit dull or drab, but we've definitely moved into the bright world of color over there. So really exciting. And I think that whole community, that whole neighborhood, that's kind of the nice part about Pleasanton is we really try to have a park next to every neighborhood, right? Half mile or a mile away so that you can walk and enjoy it. And we saw that benefit during COVID. But the Moeller Park Playground is definitely a needed upgrade, and they're very happy. So yeah, that's a good heart story.
It sure is, and the new grass is gorgeous.
Yeah, in the main area, yeah. Well, new sod always looks great, right?
Yes, that's right. Well, The City of Pleasanton regularly provides programs to help residents. You recently had a utility discount assistance day to help them complete applications and other entries. That's geared towards lowering the costs. Can you tell us more about this successful day?
Yeah, and thank you very much for continuing to bring this up. So, we understand that there's rising costs. We are facing challenges with the inflationary pressures on our water and sewer funds, as many of our residents know. And if you don't know, you're welcome to call me or watch some of the council meetings related to it. But the water program, because water is such an essential element obviously for life. So we really are trying to figure out how we can afford and continue to provide a utility discount program. There was a couple of questions with how we set this up when we talked last. But basically the entire water and sewer bill total, you can get a discount off of the total bill, not just water consumption, but the water and sewer elements. And so we are really trying to make sure our community is aware of it and knows how to get signed up for it with the new requirements. So we held a workshop day. It went pretty long. I believe it was 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. We had lots of residents show up, a lot of questions asked, but it provides a 30% discount on the total bill. And there's 3 requirements, and I just want to make sure people are aware. You need to be part of the PG&E Care program. And that has its own requirements, a little bit onerous, but we're hoping people can navigate through that because that's a well-established program by PG&E. So PG&E Care customer, you have to use less than 24 units of water. That's a pretty sizable amount of water. That's about 700 gallons or so in the math per billing cycle. And then you have to be able to be a resident of Pleasanton, clearly, because that's the people that are customers of the water system. But once you've got those 3 things, we had the workshop like we mentioned, but you can still call. The phone number to call is on your water bill, but you can call. Let me see if they gave it to me. They did not give me the phone number, but you can call or come down and visit the water department at 3333 Bush Road in Pleasanton and sign up at any time. But we're trying to do significant outreach at key times, probably 2 to 3 times a year, so that residents who may have missed it one time can still get in the other. And I know that this may impact a lot of our senior residents on a fixed income a bit more, or some of our others in need. And so we really just want to make sure we're trying to reduce the barriers to make this happen. So that's where it's care, it's 24 units of water, and a resident.
That's really exciting.
I hope people take advantage of it if you're able to, yes.
And on top of that, there are new businesses coming to Pleasanton. Can you tell us about some of those new businesses?
Yeah, boy, you switched a little quicker than I was ready. So I'll give a couple of shout outs here, and I don't get to usually do this very often, but I'm pretty excited about what we're doing. And maybe I just make sure I start off with, we are really trying to make Pleasanton fertile ground for future businesses and entertainment and services here. And what I mean by that is while we're not going to be able to control the macroeconomics of the economy, we understand where we're at in the San Francisco greater metropolis area, that we can have excitement. We want entertainment in our city. We want to be able to dine and then do something after. And so really a lot of my focus on economic growth is, choosing high quality and high achieving businesses, trying to target them to come to our community, right? And I think our residents really desire that, and that's the communication I've had. But that being said, we have chosen to make some of the challenges related to zoning pretty onerous, and that's really what the focus has been of the prior things we've talked about, are really streamlining where we can while still holding our high standards. But some that are really exciting to talk about, I Smash Pleasanton. You and I could go down and do this, right? So it's down at the Rosewood Pavilion. It offers a completely new type of entertainment. You de-stress by smashing windows and glass and car doors with a crowbar or a sledgehammer or a regular hammer. So they just had their ribbon cutting on Tuesday. I went down, and the proprietor was talking about everyone leaves with a smile. And I can see it. It's very therapeutic almost. It's very interesting how they do it.
You take any pictures of that?
I did, and the chamber will post them because it was their event. But it was a super fun event. So I Smash Pleasanton. It's the first franchise in California. It's actually an East Coast company. So go down and try it out. I've got a 17-year-old son. It's a great place to send your teenagers. Let me just tell you. Go, take them there. All the safety equipment's there. It's super exciting. Then I'll go to Pivot Pleasanton. I'm pretty excited about this. It's it's opened at 5121 Hopyard Road. It's a craft kitchen sports bar with big sound and lights for the big game viewings, and it's family friendly. It's similarly connected with the people that have Sabio, so they've got experience in the restaurateur business.
Craft kitchen sports bar.
Craft kitchen and sports bar. So it's pretty cool, and it's and it's a Top Golf wing suite as part of the full experience offered. So private suites as well will be coming in. So pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about that. Quatra Cafe is another one I want to highlight. 6701 Cole Center Parkway, Suite 100, is an Afghan-inspired cafe, coffee shop, offering handcrafted coffee, refreshers, desserts, and food. And by the way, like I just talked about Lunar New Year and Ramadan, it is an outstanding thing to be able to walk down our streets and try cuisine from around the world. I just find it so exciting. So,
and some of the stuff from Afghan is incredible.
I love almost everything. So I really do. And then Machi is on Main Street, 929 Main Street, Suite A. This one is, I haven't been there yet, but they serve handcrafted drinks, including ube lattes, matcha, strawberry blends, that's a mouthful, as well as kachi chicken bowls. I don't know what that is, but I'm excited. And that is right where Old Stanley hits Main Street, kind of near the train tracks. And I presume they're going to be targeting our Amador High School seniors or students there, because it sounds right up their alley.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about what we're doing for the business community.
And finally, can you tell us about any other events that we should know about?
Yeah, so usually this is a bit of a laundry list, and we've got it here. But, I want to point out to our residents that the Firehouse Arts Center, coupled with the Senior Center, always are putting on activities. And you just have to go onto the city's website. There's a page for each of them, including the library, frankly, and there's always events going on. So some that I just want to bring up. Best of San Francisco stand-up comedy in March at the Firehouse Arts Center. We need some laughs in today's world.
They're good.
Yeah, right, and they're really good, yeah. Ronstadt Revolution, CC Singer performing music by Clarence Creewater Revival and Bob Seger. Going a little further, violinist Carlos Reyes will be there in March as well. In April, they've got a whole bunch. The Phantom of the Opera will be there in April. The Tri-Valley Theater Company will present Dreams Reimagined, a miscast Cabernet. That should be interesting.
Yes.
The Pleasanton Youth Theater will present Mary Poppins Jr. They're amazing. And then Creatures of Impulse will be doing their performances later in spring. And so we'll move right from where we're at now. We'll move through spring with the Firehouse, and then, as people probably know, then the Downtown Association will be programming the Lions Wayside, and we'll move into the summer. And I'll just round out that it's America's 250th anniversary coming up this 4th of July, and I would just encourage fellow Pleasantonians to think about how they interact with their community and uplift the values of America in these times. It's great to meet your neighbor and explore the world. So kindness and community, definitely great to have. So thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for being here today and updating us. And thank you for watching this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. Join us for the next episode of Mayor's Report right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Camina, and I thank you for joining us.